Alright, today is the day. I'm finally putting the new motor, the new Fasco motor in that old Patton fan from the 70s. I got the cage for it in the house, but yeah, I got wire nuts, got a new set screw because I lost the set screw for this, and nuts for these threaded rods on the motor. I'm going to have to use a hacksaw on the shaft, but that's okay. So I'm going to get started on this quickly here. Alright, all the parts are here. I did have to use a hacksaw on the shaft that I'm going to be putting the blade on because it was hitting the front or the front grill. This one I'm not going to worry about right now. I'll just take it off when I have some time. But this motor, it's listed to spin counterclockwise, but so that's why I'm using it, because this would be the front. That's why I'm using this end, because it spins clockwise. So I got the nuts and stuff, and the wire nuts, and a set screw for the blade. And now it's time to use the wire strippers. I'm going to take a little bit off of here, I think. I don't think they need to be that long. But you need to use the wire strippers on those. So I'm going to do that real quick after I put the motor in it. This is a 3-speed shaded pull Fasco motor, so pretty much the same as what was in there originally. It's 1.3 amps on high, 0.9 on medium, 0.7 on low, 1500 RPM max. So yeah, and again it is listed to spin counterclockwise. So that's why I'm using this end. The nuts are on loosely. I'm going to go downstairs and get my tools and we'll tighten them up the rest of the way. The nuts are on as tight as they're going to get. These are actually the wrong size, so I'm going to have to go back to the hardware store at some point and get the right ones, but it's snug, so I'm still going to put it together and test it out. Next I'm going to do the wiring. And I shortened the wires, stripped them, and I'm going to connect them to the switch with the wire nuts. Wires are all hooked up now. I'm going to have to zip tie these back, I'm sure, but it'll work. So I'm going to put the blade on and the front grill on and we'll give it a test run. It is finally time to start this fan up after all these years. This thing, the motor burned out back in 2016, and it's been on the shelf collecting dust since then. So I got the new motor in. This is a U2-1272 Patton. It's got a new Fasco motor, and that's the same manufacturer that the original one was made by. As you can see, it's got oil ports, which is nice. Fits in here pretty much perfectly. I still have to cut the rear output shaft off because I don't need it, obviously. And I had to cut a little bit off the front output shaft. Other than that, this thing is pretty much ready to go. I put the switch knob back on. So I took it off and used it on another newer Patton that I have that was missing the switch knob, but I'm going to have to get a new knob for that one, because this is going back on here. As you can see, I used wire nuts, and let me give you some of the motor specifications. There's the different speeds, what the colors of the wires are for the different speeds. And this motor is rated at, let's see, there's the horsepower ratings for each speed, and it's 1.3 amps on high, 0.9 on medium, 0.7 on low, 60 hertz of course, 1500 RPM max. So I think it's time to go ahead and start this thing up. This is a very solid, well-built fan, and I actually bought another one of these because my girlfriend saw this one and she really liked it, so I went ahead and bought her one, and I'm going to be replacing the motor in that one as well, because I don't trust the old Fasco motors after what happened to mine. and you can go watch the video of that thing burning out. It was pretty spectacular. So let me switch hands and try not to shake, and we'll start the fan up. So that's it running on low. Pretty quiet, and it has a nice strong breeze. I think low speed is actually quieter with this motor than it was with the original motor, but the amp draw is within the spec, so it's rated at 0.7 on low, and it's only drawing 0.66, so we're good. There's a little bit of vibration because I still have to get the proper nuts for the motor. Those are kind of loose. Go up to medium. And high. Like I said, that noise is just being caused by the loose nuts. Spin down time is pretty good, but I am going to put some more oil in this motor at some point. Just get a side view so you can see the pitch on the blades and how thick this thing is. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm glad it's back up and running. And I forgot what I was going to say. Let me pause real quick. Now it's time for startup sounds. This motor actually has the same startup sound that the original one did from back in the 70s. So these shaded pole Fasco motors have not changed at all since then. So here's low. Medium. And high. Alright, there you go. That is the Patton U2-1272. Got another one of these coming, and I'll be replacing the motor in it because the seller stated that it hums, and I do not trust these old, the old Fasco motors after what happened to mine. So it'll be getting another one of these. This is a Fasco D128, by the way.